Aside from the regular Ramazim Ta'elal, Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li, Ina Liyadei V'samti L'cha, Ishtarayeu U'matanus L'avyoinim, there's one somewhat unknown Remez Ta'elal that is found in Parshas Vayishlach, Parak Lamed Gimel, Pasuk Yodalid, cited in the Sefer Aresha, Sefasenu, Maimer Reish Lamed Hey, quoted in the Sefer Mekar Mayim Chaim of Rabbi Yitzchak Dishi of Brazil. And the remez is Va'ani esnahala li'iti l'regal. Va'ani esnahala li'iti l'regal. Rashi Tevois Elul. This is in the conversation between Yaakov and Eisav. Eisav says, why don't you come with me? We'll go together. And Yaakov says, no, you go ahead and catch up with you later, and I'll go according to my slow pace. Va'ani esnahala li'iti l'regal. Says the Sefer Aresha Sefasenu. Why is there a remez to Elul in this pasuk? Lest somebody think in Elul we have to suddenly become complete tzaddikim and do a complete transformation overnight. The emphasis is Va'ani esnahala li'iti l'regal. It has to be slow. It has to be step by step. If somebody, so to speak, jumps madregos, they are prone to fall. And therefore it has to be deliberate and one step at a time. It cannot be bevas achas. That is the remez to Elul. But the question is, why is there a remez to Elul in the conversation between Yaakov and Eisav? And the Sefer Aresha Sefasenu explains, based on the Bnei Yissaschar, in the name of the Zohar Kadosh, Chelek Beis, Ayin Chesed Beis, that Yaakov and Eisav divided the Jewish months of the year. Yaakov took for himself Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan, and Eisav took the months of Tammuz, Av, and Elul. Tammuz, the month of the breaching of the walls of Yerushalayim, Av, the month of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, and Elul, Eisav took, he was happy to prevent Klal Yisrael from doing tshuva. And Yaakov, Avinu, and Eisav, they're fighting. Yaakov takes Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan. Eisav takes Tammuz, Av, and Elul. But Yaakov Avinu gives many, many gifts to Eisav. But he says, I want you to know, Eisav, the Zohar HaKadosh says, Yaakov Avinu rescued the month of Elul. He took Elul away from Eisav, and he took it to his chelek to allow Klal Yisrael to do tshuva, and it remains with Eisav only the month of Tammuz and Av, the months of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. Now we could understand, says the Sefer Aresha Sefasenu, why the remez to Elul is in the conversation between Yaakov and Eisav. Yaakov tells Eisav, look, we had a fight. I took 3 months, you took 3 months. I gave you many gifts. Don't think that Elul still remains in your possession. No, Elul doesn't remain in your possession. Va'ani esnahala li'iti l'regal. I've taken Elul back. I reclaimed Elul. That is why there's a remez to Elul in the conversation between Yaakov and Eisav. I would humbly suggest an amazing idea. Bnei Yissaschar writes in his Mamar Chodesh Elul that the permutation of the month of Elul comes from the pasuk Utzedaka tia lanu ki. The pasuk in Ba'aschanan, Utzedaka tia lanu ki. We mentioned in the Shiur earlier on Friday that because Elul emanates from the words Utzedaka tia lanu ki, it's Soifei Tevois, hey, and then Vav, then Yud. That's the permutation of the Shem Havaya for Chodesh Elul. Therefore, we give tzedakah and Elul more than other times. But the Bnei Yissaschar says this, the Rashi Tevois of these words, Vatelech, are gematria Tammuz and Av. In other words, says the Bnei Yissaschar, the Soifei Tevois that correspond to Elul, the Rashi Tevois of those words, Utzdaka tia lanu ki vatelech, is gematria Tammuz and Av. Why? Remez that the Midas Hadin of Tammuz and Av is Nimtak and Elul. So it comes out when the Zohar teaches that Yaakov Avinu reclaimed Elul, it's not just that he reclaimed Elul. By reclaiming Elul, he was able to sweeten and take not only Elul, but even Tammuz and Av. By taking Elul, he was able to sweeten the months of Tammuz and Av. So we should be zoicha to utilize Elul for its intended purpose, and thereby sweeten the months of Tammuz and Av, sweeten the months of Chorban, and utilize Elul for Gulasan Shal Yisrael B'mher V'Yameinu. Amen.